So this is my music magazine called Hits. It's aimed at young women between the ages of about 16 to 24. So on my front cover I've edited the photograph of the model to make her stand out more, and she's also making eye contact with the camera, which is conventional because it makes the audience connect with the photo and it makes them drawn in and want to buy the magazine more. The masthead is conventional because I've made it one of the main focuses of the page, and I've added a drop shadow to make it stand out more. The cover lines are all spread out down the left hand side of the page, and I've made them as catchy as possible by using words like exclusive, and I've used like big names in the music industry like Rihanna and Lady Gaga, which will help attract my audience more. I think the masthead and the cover lines are also conventional because they're not covering the model's face, so she's got the full attention of the readers. The cover lines might challenge the typical music magazine because there's not as many of them and they're all a bit spread out more. But apart from that, I think they're good because they follow the colour scheme of the magazine page, like the yellows and the whites and a bit of black as well. I've used things like banners to give the page more depth, and the free poster inside is conventional because it's giving the magazine an edge to the others that don't offer anything really to the readers. So it makes them kind of want to buy it more. So then next I've got my contents page, and I've got a good proportion of the magazine page dedicated to another picture of Jasmine who's on the front cover, and the page number on the bottom of the picture down there where it says 24, that kind of makes it more important because there's a picture there, and it also says here next to it about Jasmine's interview, so that makes it important. The other images at the bottom here, they were taken from my iPhone when I went to concerts in the past. I think these pictures are conventional because they're given the opportunity for the readers to kind of send their own pictures in, and I've seen that quite a few times in other magazines as well. So then I've set the page out into 3 columns which are quite clear because I've added like the black lines which make it more structured. The masthead at the top where it says contents, that's conventional because it's using the same colour scheme as the front cover, so it's quite consistent. And again, it's like one of the main focuses of the page, and then the date at the top, December 2012. That's good as well. I added an editorial here, and because it's the first issue really, a lot of magazines have one, but then a lot of them have it in most of their issues, so they're explaining like what the magazine's about, so that's conventional. Also, the fact that the text, apart from the editorial and the masthead, it's all in capitals, so it makes it consistent. And I think like the first part of each of the articles is in bold capitals as well, so that's just going to attract more attention and let the readers know what the magazine's about. Maybe the fact that I haven't included the magazine's main title at the top of the page that's maybe challenging the conventions of a magazine. But yeah, so then finally I've got my double page spread, and like you can see, the whole left page is dedicated to Jasmine again, who's the one being interviewed in the interview. I think the fact that she's not making eye contact with the camera kind of is conventional, because in a lot of magazines, on the double page spread especially, the models aren't making eye contact. I've also used a pull coat and a drop capital, which are typical conventions of a magazine. The colour scheme on this page is mostly green and black, which is taken from the photograph of Jasmine, like all of the greens around there. And then the two more pictures of Jasmine on this side of the page, they're both quite different, because one's edited like with the black and white in the background, and again they're both not making eye contact with the camera, but I don't think that really matters, so they're conventional as well. And then I've just put a subtle border around each of the pictures to make the magazine page more structured, and also the border around the whole page. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for listening.